It was a cold winter day in the Great White North. I'm sitting out on the front porch just watching the snow fall. I'm about 10 years old, and me and my dad are about to go snowmobiling. We fire up the old thing, and it shoots out black smoke, and it takes forever to heat up. We rip down the old country road and start exploring all the undiscovered land. There's about 3 feet of powder, almost up to my neck, and then I feel myself sinking in the snow. Our snowmobile disappeared. It was dark and cold. We hit an air pocket under the layers of snow. We're about 3 kilometers out, and we have to get back before it gets too dark. I started to feel really uncomfortable. It was negative 20 degrees, and my hands were freezing cold. I thought we were going to die. We start trudging through the snow, and we eventually make it to the old country road. I'm still in extreme pain and can't feel my hands. After hours of walking, we finally make it back to the old farmhouse. It's warm and comfortable. I put my hands under lukewarm water, and they eventually thaw out. I get some food and sit by the fire, and I just realize that I was going to be okay. I underestimated myself and how far I could have gone. I wasn't going to die, but in my head, I gave up. This was a very valuable lesson for me to learn because I learned how much pain our bodies can actually withstand. And I learned how powerful my thoughts were and how they affect my actions. Us humans can take a lot of pain. Our modern comforts now influence our lives whether we like it or not. Things like cars, computers, and social media put us in a constant state of comfort. We eat highly processed foods and don't exercise. Our ancestors 100 years ago did not have these modern conveniences. Our ancestors never had heart problems. These modern comforts have led us to become lazy, satisfied, anxious, and chronically depressed. A study done at Brown University concluded that anxiety grew by 39% in a recent 1-year period. Attention span fell by 33% from 2000 to 2015. Depression diagnoses are up 33% since 2013. These are some serious problems. Animals naturally take the path of least resistance. We are naturally wired to be comfortable. This is not a good thing because comfort can be a detriment to us because it hinders personal growth and resilience. When we stay in our comfort zone, we sometimes miss out for opportunities for learning and developing ourselves. I seek discomfort in my life every day. Life is suffering. I have learned that always delaying gratification makes my life better in the long run. I have learned how to seek discomfort, whether that be getting into a cold plunge or fasting for days. I'm not even close to mastering this skill, but I train it like a muscle. I get better at it every day. There is a way that we can attack our comfort and do something really hard. It's called the Misogi Challenge. It's adopted from ancient Japanese religious texts. Essentially what it is doing a challenge that is essentially just out of reach. You might have a 50% chance of succeeding if you do everything right. Rules are simple. 1, make it really hard, and 2, don't die. The Misogi should be creative and something that is kind of fun. For example, if you've never ran more than 10 miles, I think you could probably run 15, but are iffy on whether you can run 20, 25 miles is probably a Misogi challenge for you. In the summer, I plan to run a marathon untrained. So for me, that'll be really hard, but I definitely won't die, so I can definitely do it. In the past, I've done hard challenges. One was called a Murph. Essentially what a Murph is you run 2 miles, then you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and you run 2 miles again. And you do that as fast as you can. Your goal is to beat the time. And when I was doing it, I found that it was more of a mental game than a physical game. When you undergo a new stressful experience like Misogi, you're transferring short-term memories into long-term memories. You'll likely always remember the time that you challenged yourself and pushed yourself to your limits. Completing these challenges will give you a constant reminder that you can do more than you think you can. You can withstand a lot of pain. Try a mini Misogi challenge, whether that be doing a Murph or something really crazy like a long hunt or a long camping trip. Cold exposure, whether in the form of cold plunge, bathtub, cold shower, anything cold is a fantastic way to get uncomfortable. It sucks and hurts sometimes, but it's definitely worth it. Benefits of cold exposure include enhanced immune system, inflammation, improves your sleep, mental health, and skin, but most importantly, it builds resilience. When you get used to putting yourself in a stressful situation, you start to get better at dealing with stress. The cold triggers specific physiological responses including the release of neurotransmitters like norepinephrine and dopamine. What I do is I go upstairs, I turn the cold on full, and I get in for about 2 minutes or as long as I can. What I recommend you doing is starting warmer and over time gradually making it colder and just staying in there for as long as you can. The longer you stay in there, the easier you'll get next time. I can now go outside with just a t-shirt and be completely fine. I hope you found this video helpful. Have a blessed day, King.